You're crazy. You've quite literally gone insane, my dear. I'm afraid I'm correct for once. As often as I may lose to your wits, you have to admit this is madness. You're a vampire, love. I turned you with my own bloody fangs. Going out there means you've either gone stir crazy or you've got a death wish. Whichever that may be, I am deeply concerned for your well-being. Oh, come on. Not that bad. What are you, a child? Let me reiterate, just in case you haven't realized how ludicrous of a plan this is. You want to walk out there in the light of day, right under the sun, and get burnt and shriveled to a little crisp, perfect for a crow's afternoon snack. The long sleeves, the sunscreen, the hat, the parasol. It all means nothing, my dear. I don't think you realize just how sensitive to the light you've become. This isn't anything like mortals turning a little red after a couple hours of sunbathing. Not even close. It's nearly instantaneous, and it hurts. Kills, even, given enough time. Trust me, I've had my fair share of captors across my lifetime. None could keep me for long, of course. And quite a few of them shared the brilliant idea to expose me to that radiant orb of suffering. I understand why you want to go out there, love. As absurd as that sounds, and I do appreciate your determination, but I am trying to make you realize that your efforts are misguided. Going to some little tea party and simply risking it all is not the solution to any of our problems. How do you think the mortals will react when your skin burns to ash as soon as you reach for a biscuit? Well, if any little bit of you touches the sunlight, if your glove comes undone, if your hat slips, they will notice, and all your hard labor making friends with those pathetic little creatures will go right out the window. They'll shun you, hate you, hunt you. You would be lucky if they simply turned their backs on you. I really do not understand what you see in them. It'd be so easy to let them sink into a trance with the blink of your lashes, or seduce them with a little flirt. It'd be child's play to convince these fools not to rush to our doorstep with torches and pitchforks as soon as they found out. But sweet, kind-hearted, stubborn, you just have to try to go ahead and befriend them, one by one. Arguably a waste of precious time. Though I do suppose we have an eternity to spend with this Sisyphean task of simply finding a place to live and enjoying a little blood once in a while. With your approach, it will take millennia for us to settle in, maybe more, depending on how thick these people really are. They're pests, those mortals. Oh, sweetheart, I in no way intended to insult your former humanity. Quite frankly, it was simply delicious, a delicate treat on my tongue. But that is besides the point. You know I adore you, despite your humble beginnings. But you especially should realize just how much superior the vampiric intellect is to that of a mere mortal. I've never been human myself, of course, thank the gods. But you, my dear, don't you feel so much more clarity, a deeper understanding? Doesn't it seem like that fog that used to hide so much of the world from you has finally been lifted? The dark vision, the keen senses, the little tricks you get to play as a creature of the night. It had to feel outright liberating to leave your mortality behind in exchange for all of these gifts. Deny it all you want, darling. I know this to be true, and I know you believe it too, deep down. I see it in your eyes, and therefore I cannot understand what drives you to want to talk to them, much less have tea on a little picnic blanket. It is the middle of the day, and you will get yourself hurt, all for the sake of having small talk with a few mortals. I'm risking repeating myself, but that is insanity. Just put the parasol aside and come back to bed. Look, my love, I know you are only doing what you think to be the best, and I respect the motivations behind your actions, but I cannot allow it. I cannot allow for you to go out there all by yourself, following a well-intending human's invitation right into death's scalding rays. I understand that this transition into the vampiric way of life hasn't been easy on you, but you have to understand, I'm worried. Of course I may exaggerate when I profess your certain death as soon as you step foot out there, but I mean it with all my heart when I tell you that humans can be vicious. They don't waste a second thought on understanding our kind. All they see are bloodthirsty, arrogant monsters, and in larger numbers, they're dangerous. And you're still so young, my lovely fledgling. Barely been immortal for a year, barely learned how to hypnotize and manipulate, and still so willing to step out into the light without hesitation. You don't know the hurt they'd cause you, the pain, the anger in their eyes when they realize what you are. I don't want you to ever see them point their weapons at you. Those you deemed your friends, your equals. As wrong as that thought may be, If you go out there, love, I cannot follow, I cannot help, I cannot protect. And that is why I cannot let you go. If it goes wrong, no matter how careful I trust you to be, I wouldn't forgive myself if you don't return. I selfishly stripped you of your mortality without batting an eye, just so I could keep you by my side forever. And I'll selfishly forbid you from either walking into certain death or certain heartache. I'm scared, love. That is the truth. A burnt child dreads the fire, and I've simply been burnt one too many times to take such a risk. I would not step a foot outside these walls before sunset. I wouldn't dare leave before I've heard the sound of the church bells ringing 12 times. You're braver than me, love. Very, very brave, but foolish. I don't hold it against you. Your youth is your aid and your burden. But please trust me on this. In matters of vampirism, please trust me. Just this once. Thank you, my love. As soon as the clock strikes midnight, I promise, we will have our very own tea party on a blanket between the flowers, the crickets and the frogs as our choir. A nice glass of deep, rich red. Just the two of us. Hey you, thanks for listening till the end. I'd like to thank Froggo Writes on Reddit for the script. If you enjoyed this audio, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I love seeing them, and I try to respond to as many as possible. Anyway, see you later.